What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you're here. If you're brand new here, what's up and welcome to my channel. I'm so happy that you're here. I always have a nice coffee and we're always talking about wellness. We're always talking about how you can feel your best from the inside out. Today, I wanted to share with you guys 3 shifts I noticed in my body and in my energy that happened almost immediately after I started living a more plant-based lifestyle. Right off the bat, a few disclaimers. I am not a dietitian. This is not medical advice. Please check in with your doctor and see if moving towards a more plant-based lifestyle is appropriate for you and your individual body, because we are all different. And just because something worked for me might not necessarily mean that it's going to work for you. So make sure that before you implement any drastic shift in your lifestyle or in your eating patterns or your foods that you opt for, make sure you check in with your doctor and you're doing this the smart way. Now, another little disclaimer, I do not consider myself plant-based. I do not consider myself vegan. I don't think it's super healthy to put a label on it and make yourself feel like you have to fit into this box. And if you do anything outside of that box, then you have failed. When I talk about going plant-based, what I mean by that is I live a more plant-forward lifestyle. I am not just vegan. I am not just plant-based. I'm not only going to eat fruits and veggies and whole grains for the rest of my life. I still have bites of ice cream. I'll still have whole ice creams. I still have meat. I still have dairy, very rarely, but it's not something that I'm willing to cut out forever. As someone who has struggled with really unhealthy eating habits and behaviors and mindsets in the past, that can become a really slippery slope. So for me, I really just want to focus on living a more holistic, plant-forward lifestyle, and I think that's the best way to put it if you are wanting to implement a healthy lifestyle too. Don't focus on being plant-based or being vegan or doing keto or doing Whole30. Focus on living a healthy lifestyle from the inside out. So again, today I just wanted to share with you guys 3 very quick shifts and kind of changes that happened for me once I started to move to a more plant-based lifestyle. So first and foremost is that my bloating and inflammation decreased drastically. I'm gonna go ahead and put a very vulnerable picture on the screen and show you the level of inflammation that my body used to have. And you can see the level of like puffiness, whether it was first thing in the morning, in the middle of the day, at night, no matter how I was eating, no matter how I was training. I was doing so much cardio, I was working out all the time. I never felt lean. I never felt healthy. I never felt energized and glowy. I always felt so like just bloated and bogged down. I felt like my skin was super clogged. My body was really puffy. My stomach was always bloated. And I honestly just thought that that's something that everyone struggles with. Like everyone talks about bloating all the time. And I feel like we've kind of normalized that. And yes, it is absolutely normal to bloat after you eat or to experience bloating here or there. If you're going to bed with that level of uncomfort, it might mean that the foods you're putting into your body might not be reacting that well with your body. So for me, when I have things like dairy or really heavy greasy meat, if I'm eating out a lot, if I'm not focusing on nutrient-dense foods, I notice that inflammation really start to creep up again. And I mean, you can even see in the photos, and you can see the difference from then compared to now. And I'm so grateful for being able to wake up every single day and feel lean and feel healthy and feel energized, because that is what health and wellness is about. It's not just about, did the scale go down or do I see physical progress? That's awesome, but it's about more than that. It's about waking up and feeling good from the inside out, waking up and feeling like your skin is glowing, waking up and feeling like you don't have a rock in your stomach, making sure your digestion is on point. All of these things started to really improve when I started to make the shift to a more plant-based lifestyle. I noticed that in the morning, again, I felt lean, I felt healthy, I felt energized, and that was the feeling I had been chasing for so long before. These improvements that I'm sharing with you guys happened over about 2 weeks. 2 weeks of going plant-based and following a more holistic, intentional lifestyle. And I noticed this happen in 2 weeks. Granted, I did not like lose 10, 15 pounds in those 2 weeks. That's not healthy. But in 2 weeks, I noticed that my bloating had almost completely gone away. I noticed that in the morning, I was more focused. I had more energy to get out of bed. My skin was clearing up, and that was a huge, huge win for me. Okay, the second shift and improvement that I saw was really surrounding my connection to health and wellness. Now, this one's going to take a little bit longer for me to explain, but when I was training and eating and living before plant-based, I was following more of the bro style of training and health and wellness. I fell very deep into that, like, this is not all personal trainers. I fell very deep into that personal training mindset of like, we just have to eat more protein, we have to lift more weights, and that's the way of health and fitness. That is one way of health and fitness. That's a great form of health and fitness. But my body and my mindset and my internal wellness journey needed something with more love. And I realized when I moved away from that bro style training and just trying to hit my macros and fitting all these junk foods and fun foods, you know, my numbers for the day and training super hard and getting that protein, I was not feeling good. I wasn't losing weight. I wasn't feeling happy. I wasn't energized. I wasn't feeling good at all in my own skin. I realized that I was missing out on a huge component of wellness, which is the internal transformation. So once I started to live a more plant-based lifestyle, I started to do things like journaling more. I started to meditate more. I started putting my feet in the earth and doing grounding. I started doing more long walks and aiming for a higher step count rather than trying to do 2 workouts on the Stairmaster a day. I really feel like when I moved to a plant-based lifestyle, I found wellness. I found what healthy living really should be, which is taking care of yourself. It's not, I think so much of the time when we think of health, we think of fitness, right? We think of lifting weights, eating protein, and getting shredded. That's awesome, and that might be your goal, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for me and where my body and my mindset was at, I needed something deeper. Once I started to shift to that plant-based lifestyle, I realized that this was the healthy lifestyle I had been looking for like the whole time. And between fueling my body with more fruits and veggies and whole grains and fiber and doing the intentional work, doing the personal development work, doing the rewriting of my limiting beliefs and my unhealthy thoughts and behaviors and patterns, that's where the transformation happened. Again, in the first 2 weeks of moving towards a more plant-based lifestyle, I felt that. I felt that shift in not just chasing weight loss, but chasing wellness. And that's what changed everything for me. I realized that holistic living and plant-based living was more intentional and it felt better for me individually. So yeah, that second one was so powerful just because as someone who studied exercise science in college and became a certified personal trainer after that, I was taught a very strict way of health and fitness. And I think that that wellness component, that really intentional, mindful, healthy lifestyle component wasn't pushed that much in all of my education. So I've learned it outside of that, and now I'm trying to redefine what wellness means to me and what it can mean for you. The third and final improvement, although there have been so many improvements in my life since implementing more plant-based foods and following a more holistic lifestyle, the third improvement is that I was able to start losing that puffiness, that bloated feeling, really start to lose a little bit of weight, and it wasn't temporary. I realized that once I started to live this lifestyle, it felt so good that I was able to stick to it for the long run. And that is the only kind of health and wellness routine, the only kind of diet or program or approach that you should be following is one that you can follow for the rest of your life. So for me, realizing that I could stick to these routines, I could stick to longer walks and eating more plant-based, and you also start to save money when you go plant-based because you're not buying expensive things like meat and dairy and stuff like that, which can add up. So I noticed so many improvements, but being able to lose a little bit of weight and also, which felt great. It felt great to lose that extra like 5 or 10 pounds that had just been lingering. It just lingered on me, guys, for like 10 years. And after 2 weeks of moving plant-based, I saw improvements in my body that I hadn't seen ever. It was amazing to be able to lose a little bit of weight because that felt really good for me and my body. I felt like after college and with drinking and eating out all the time and not making healthy choices, my body had kind of been holding on to maybe 10 to 15 extra pounds that no matter what I did, no matter how I trained in the last 10 years, that never really budged. And once I made the shift to more plant-based, that weight almost not immediately, but like slowly fell off and stayed off. And that's the most important thing. The third benefit is that I was able to lose weight, and I have been able to sustain keeping that weight off. I was able to lose maybe 15 pounds or so and really feel good in my skin. And it is not about weight loss. It is not about just seeing that number go down. It's not about losing 15 pounds. I honestly hate that I even mentioned the number, but also sometimes it feels good to feel lean and healthy and energized. So, you know, having that be the third benefit was probably my favorite one, because I was able to feel really good and continue and maintain feeling really good and still feel that way. So I hope that you guys loved this video. If you have any other questions around plant-based nutrition or mindful living, holistic living, building a healthy lifestyle, personal development, self-care, whatever it is, feel free to comment in the questions down below and ask a question. You know, I'm always in here popping back to comments. You can come message me on Instagram, on TikTok. I love creating content for you guys, answering questions around moving to a more healthy lifestyle, implementing a more holistic lifestyle, and I'm here to help in any way that I can. So I love you guys. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Super, super grateful for that. It supports my channel more than you guys know, and I will see you in the next video.